Welcome to the show, everybody, and happy Thursday. Coming to you at our normal time. So sorry about the time confusion, but we are so excited for today's episode because there's a lot of bullishness that has been bubbling up in the markets since yesterday. And what did we tell you yesterday in the channel when I saw a lot of bearish news across crypto, Twitter, YouTube, all of the likes? Even my private circles of crypto people were bearish. And we were saying on this channel that Bitcoin is looking bullish until proven otherwise. And here we are up and to the right, and we continue to trudge along. Like we said yesterday, the train is going to stop at your station. Now, the question is, where are you going to board that train? And if you're going to board the train. So yeah, things are heating up, guys. Things are heating up. We are going to discuss today the XLM and the XRP breakout and the breakout targets. We're doing a trading competition for XRP on BYDFI. The link is in the description below. And we're also going to be talking about Trump's executive order for crypto to 401k retirement plans. That is massive, and that is going to unlock a lot of liquidity from the boomers, but also from younger generations planning for the future. And also, could altcoin season start this week? Now, it very well could be, and that's not what you're going to see on a lot of channels. But again, we're going to give it to you like it is, bullish or bearish. And right now, we just have no reason to be bearish on Bitcoin as it stands. And if you did act on yesterday's charts and information, you'd be up right now. So I hope that you're enjoying and valuing the work that we're doing here, because we absolutely love spending this time with you guys each and every day, Monday through Friday. We're coming in hot. So if you're let me know what you're doing. Are you working? Are you on vacation? I mean, I just don't really even know what the outside world does anymore. I'm pretty much constantly working and taking like days here and there, right? But this is where I want to be. I don't want to be anywhere else but here right now with you guys figuring this out, like the biggest opportunity of our generation, right? So this is my favorite place to be. And yeah, if you're working and you're still tuning in, good on you. You're exhausted and you're still putting in the effort. And if you're on vacation and you're still tuning in, good on you too, because you're still putting in the effort when other people are slacking off or taking off. Fine, whatever you want to call it. They're entitled to do so, but you're getting ahead of the curve on this channel. So I just want to do a few shout outs before I get into this Trump executive order. Also, the ISO 20022 compliant coins. I want to make sure you guys know what they are, because that's going to be a massive narrative. Of course, XRP and XLM are part of those. So yeah, Dan, how you doing, man? Great day to be in crypto, right? There's been a lot of liquidity injected today into the markets. People are feeling a lot better than they were just yesterday. It's amazing how flip-floppy crypto is, but not here on this channel. We've been bullish on Bitcoin since Tripp started to point out the pattern that was at hand that we've gone over so many times in this channel, and also the mirrors and the fractals and the reflections of the different parts of the charts. We were using that as a map to see what could possibly happen with Bitcoin. And yeah, it's been astounding. It's been actually crazily very accurate. So Brian, what's up? Welcome to the show, man. James, altcoin season. Come on. I like that. Okay, you're piped. I'm pumped too. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Remember, 80% of the gains usually comes with the last 20% of this market. So if you're sleeping, you don't board the train when it stops at your city, you're going to be out of luck. You're going to have to run. You're going to have to chase it. I don't know, rent a supercar. You don't do that stuff. You just want to board the train casually, calmly, and collectively, right? So yeah. So you're still talking about wallets from yesterday. I don't know if you're talking about for an airdrop or what. Oh, midnight claim. Yes. So I did go over the different wallets for the midnight claim and uploaded the link yesterday. If you go to Midnight on X, you can see the links, their official links. Make sure there's a yellow check mark signifying that it is the company that it is. And then you can see all the different wallets that are eligible. So I see here, Brian said, just found out pre-IPO stocks in Jupiter. Okay, we're talking about stocks. I actually bought some stocks on Robinhood recently. One of them was Bitminer. We've gone over that on this channel, BMNR. It's had a bit of a bounce, and it's looking good, guys. I mean, I'm just so excited for this next part of the market. And we did get the counter indicator, which is Jim Cramer. Okay, Jim Cramer, he came out and he said that, August and September are notoriously horrible for markets. Go away, come back when it's done, and we're just going to let it rip while he's on vacation, right? So he blessed us all with his counter indicator here. Got some Apple stock today, says Brian. Okay, Apple stock. Gary, what's up? You're tuning in each and every day. You guys are amazing. You're super amazing. Is Ripple on that pre-IPO list? Okay, somebody can help us out with that question here. Had a few other. Okay, I'm just reading your guys' chats. I'm catching up. I feel like this is like our catch-up session, right? Brian, you say you're retired. Okay. On lunch break, says Dan. Great, great. Dan, you're on the East Coast, I guess. Thanks for tuning in. James, I'm working. I'm super ADD and can't stop. All right. Well, that can be in your favor, right? Because you're able to focus in certain ways that other people aren't. I know that it seems like the opposite, but I think that the energy gets channeled more efficiently when you actually do. So let's just channel all our energy into what is happening right now. XRP to the Spanish moon, Mian. Or Mian. I don't know. I said your name like a Spaniard because I'm in Spain. Are you in Spain right now with me? I'd really like to know that. Steven, Megan, we're actually acclimating to the heat here in Belize. Oh, wow. Okay. So you're bringing in the crypto heat. We're about to have a bull moon soon. That's not necessarily an indicator, guys, but it's just fun to go over that kind of stuff. The vibes are starting to feel different, right? But we've always had these vibes on this channel. And in this episode, we're going to go over whether or not we might see that altcoin season coming this week. So don't sleep on this, man. Do not sleep on this. The alarms are sounding. I mean, everything is telling you, be ready. Do not miss out. And that's it. That's just it. So now I'm going to get into what Trump just did that really shook the markets, right? Because he was going to have this big announcement. He did have this announcement. He's going to sign an executive order bringing crypto to 401k retirement plans. Now, why is that so significant, you might ask? That is because there's approximately $9 trillion in retirement savings that could potentially be open to these alternative assets like private equity, real estate, crypto, and gold. So if even just a fraction of that flows into our space, that is a massive, massive deal, right? I mean, so we are actually in talks to partner with one of those crypto IRA companies on this channel. I like them a lot. They're based in California. So when that materializes, I'll come to you. But I think this is an incredible opportunity to set yourself up for the future and, trade and buy and sell free of capital gains within that IRA. And I think it's just important too to start your wealth optimization plan. Let's just all plan. I mean, you have to envision yourself at your goal. Once you've reached your goal, what you're going to do. You have to really, I don't want to use the word manifest, but I'm going to. You've got to manifest where you want to be in life, what you want to get out of this cycle, and do everything you humanly can to get there, right? And planning and the IRA and those kind of things are part of that. What do you want to do when you cash out? Where are you cashing out? What are your capital gains you got to put aside? The taxes, all this stuff, we need to think about it first. But let's focus now on making some money, shall we? So that was a very, very big announcement. Also, since we're talking about XRP and XLM today and the breakout targets, we are focusing on the ISO 20022 compliant coins. So what might that be? In case you're not aware, it's the global standard for financial messaging designed to harmonize how financial institutions communicate. So that covers payments, securities, trade sanctions, etc. So which cryptos are these? So we all know it's XRP, XLM, okay, Cardano, Quant, Algorand, Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, which I'm super bullish on, XDC, which I do hold some of, and Corium. So these are some of the core ISO 20022 coins. And also, I like to look at the ones that overlap. So we've got XRP, Cardano, and Stellar, which all overlap. And don't forget American-made coins on Coinbase, all of these different layers that they might have that will put them more in the public eye and more accessible to retail. That's what I'm looking at. So super bullish on all of those, including HBAR. And I think Algorand will be good trading when it starts to be at that point. So that's just that. And on that note, also I want to sort of speculate on one last thing, is that why did Elon Musk actually buy X? Did he buy it for freedom of speech? Or was it that he wanted to be the bank in everybody's pockets? I think that is a really interesting question to ask. Did he plan this all out? Did he see this all before? Is X going to become the everything app, the money markets, everything? I mean, in your pocket all at once? That seems like he made the right bid then, if so. So it's really interesting times and things are changing really quickly and we are heating up. So yeah, on that note, I think you guys might want to see the charts with Trip. So Greg just joined. Is XRP about to go off? Well, you just joined right at the right time because we're about to see that. And yes, the title should have been actually that XRP and XLM are breaking out. So it's that time again. It's that time to focus and hone in on the charts. And no, but it's a beautiful country, says man. Yeah, I would love to go. I would absolutely love to go to Belize. So I'm high risk. You're high risk. High risk, high roller. Hello. Hi, Megan. How high do you see XLM going? Well, we are going to look at an XLM chart today. So high risk, welcome to the channel. And on that note, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. This stream is going to be a little bit shorter than usual. Tomorrow we'll get a little bit more into it, do some more strategy talk, our typical Friday stuff. Our Friday streams are electric too, so do tune into that. It'll be at the same time as always. And yeah, on that note, I'd like to welcome Trip. Trip, how you doing?
Hey, thanks, Megan. How are you today?
Good. It's just really fun to see how things can just flip on a dime here in this space. And we've been saying that Bitcoin is bullish, Bitcoin is bullish, Bitcoin is bullish, and hearing the exact opposite on a lot of the other channels. And it's fun to see that play out in real time, right? That conviction based on what we've been seeing in the charts. So it's been a really cool week and an amazing day for the markets.
Right. Yeah. So we're looking at the charts right now, and they're still showing bullish ideas, ideas, and we haven't seen that bearish idea yet. So when we get to the Bitcoin chart, we'll talk about the possible bearish scenario that we could be running into soon. But if we do break above that level, it would just invalidate that bearish idea still. So.
Right. All right. Well, let's get right to it, guys. Let's do this and take it away, Trip.
Okay, so again, we're going to start with Bitcoin dominance on the 4-hour chart. We've been watching this bear flag been forming over the past couple of weeks or so now. We really want to see that break lower and a break below the 50-week SMA on the 1-week chart. Until I see that, really, we just assume that the price is going to keep ranging within this range for a bit. We really just can't tell yet until that happens. We do have a bullish idea for Ethereum. So if Ethereum does break to the upside, then there's a really good chance that dominance would have to break conversely to the downside when that happens. So we'll just keep an eye on that idea still. Not a whole lot has changed yet.
Okay, so we're still waiting and watching, but per the title of this episode, how would it be possible for altcoin season to start this week?
Well, yeah, if this was to break lower and Ethereum was to pop higher, then that was probably the timing for alt season to start. We just want to see a break below this yellow trend line on the weekly chart on the right-hand side here. So I'm just estimating that if Ethereum does make that move, according to the news that we've had lately and what Bitcoin's been doing today, then it does look like it's on track for those to start taking off next.
Right. And I want to ask in that fashion, because I want to try to timestamp this for people who can't tune in at the times. Then I have it exactly the answer that you're looking for, and we'll get deeper into the details after that. So yeah, it's exciting, guys. The point here is altcoin season can start at any moment now. We must be ready and prepared for both scenarios. If we have a pullback on ETH, then we have a little bit more time to accumulate. Go get that capital, go get that cash, and get ready. If not, we are already ready for that breakout. The key here is being ready and having a plan. So it could start as early as this week.
Right, so now we're just going to look at Bitcoin on the 1-day chart again. This is the retest that we were talking about. We told our members in the groups to start accumulating in this area as an entry for a long setup. So now the bearish idea to this, like we talked about yesterday, is if you form another top here, and this would turn into a double top. So as it looks right now, we don't have that forming yet. So we're going to need to see that break above the 1.272 level at about 121K to invalidate the bearish scenario. So like I said, everyone sounds bearish at the moment, but there really isn't a sign yet. This looks like a bullish break and retest so far, more bullish than bearish.
Right. So we really won't get those indicators as to this could be a double top until we hit those higher levels, potentially around 121,000. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. But we also have other charts that say Bitcoin could go much higher. Plus just the buying accumulation that's going on and all the treasuries that are popping up. So
right.
I just think the supply is dwindling faster than the market can keep up. So
we've gone over that concept as well. The supply shock that's going to become inevitable, especially as now the $9 trillion retirement market is coming into play. Wow. So there are a lot of factors. Fundamentally, we are very, very bullish, right? There's no reason to be bearish fundamentally. But, let's see when we make it back up to those levels around 121,000, what Bitcoin decides to do, if it decides to stop there and consolidate for a while, or if it just keeps on going. But we've been bullish on this retest idea, and so far, so good, right?
Right. Yeah. Everything seems to be playing out as it should so far. There hasn't been any surprises even yet. If we take a look at the 4-hour chart, we're still looking for a breakout of this falling wedge that's been forming, or the descending channel, if you want to call it. And yesterday we were talking about paying attention to the break above the 200 MA. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this a little better. So just actually in the past 10 minutes or so, Bitcoin has actually had a little pullback just to test that 200 MA after this breakout. So that was the first thing we needed to see to remain bullish. The second thing we're going to have to watch for is a break above this downtrend trend line at the top here. And hopefully it'll hold above the 0.272 and the 200 MA at the same time. That's really the key here. It's just all three breaks need to happen, and then it needs to hold it. We don't want to see a fake out coming after that happens.
Right. And so the breakout trend line, approximately what price range for those who can't see the screen too well?
About 116.5.
Okay. So it's really close now, guys. It's really close. Let's see what Bitcoin decides to do. But so far, so good. And that retest on that 200 MA is looking very, very nice. Let's see, Andrew, welcome. You made it, man. What's up? Raw Food Rider, feeling grateful for what's to come. Hey, gratitude is the best feeling to sink into, guys. If you sink into gratitude always, even in the tough times, even in the hardest times, you'll always find your way back, right? So that's what I love about the space and about the people in it is we're resilient and we get through shit, right? We make it through the hurdles, the ups and the downs, and it's fun. It's fun that we've all had that experience together and that we're all in this together. So, Glenn, no, it's not. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, but yeah. Good morning, Graham. Good morning. Good to see you. Wow, Trip. I noticed you never mentioned outside the market factors such as the U.S. Fed Reserve interest rates in relation to how it seems to have delayed the start of altcoin season. Actually, Gary, we have talked about that. Pretty much in depth. I mean, we've been discussing the federal rate the cuts, and the fact that we haven't seen those isn't necessarily a factor that could have to limit altcoin season. I mean, I did also have a whole episode where I talked about how high interest rates were in the .com boom. And I mean, they were in the double percentages, right? In some of those years. So it was like 5 to 7%. I don't have those stats right now in front of me, but it actually didn't matter for that technology to absolutely soar because it was just this inflection point in the industry. People were really bullish on it, and actually those Fed rates didn't have such an impact. So it's not even that they have to stop. The Fed cutting the rate doesn't have to be the end all be all of altcoin season, but it is an added bullish factor in that more liquidity will be injected into the system, right? So like, it's not necessary, and we have talked about it quite a bit. There is over a 90% chance now that the Fed will cut in September. We talked about that, I think, a few episodes ago or yesterday. And, all that being said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bearish summer, and that factoring into the equation, right? So I don't know if you want to comment on that, Trip, but yeah, I think we've gone over that quite a bit.
Yeah, mostly I just focus on the charts. I try to block out most of that noise, right? And I've been doing, we seem to be doing better than people seem to think the market is doing. Like there's always a trade opportunity one way or another.
Right.
And that's just our focus most of the time anyways. It's just making successful trades. We have more traders in the group than holders. So we're going to have more opportunities than people that are just investing and hoping for the biggest moves, right? We're taking plenty of these smaller moves along the way. So
yeah, and like Trip said, he focuses more on charts. I do a lot of macro analysis because I'm also a long-term holder and investor, and I know that we do have those as well on the channel. So what I'm saying is we get these moves with or without that, but that just exacerbates this actual bull run, right? When more liquidity is injected to the system, when rates are lower, people can borrow more. It's just a whole different economic atmosphere, right? So that for me would be like the indicator on the macro level as to where this could go. But then you zoom back into the charts and you see, but where are we right now? And how would that help? And so it's just part of the overall thesis that makes it even more bullish. But yeah, I think Trip doing his analysis independently of the noise has been actually very powerful. So that's what I'll say on that.
right. We do cover lots of news in the group as well. So I'm constantly getting fed all of this stuff. But at some point, it just sounds like there's one new company making another treasury. So it's just getting repetitive of ridiculously good news. So I think now I've kind of just accepted that, okay, everyone's going all in on this now. I think I can just focus on the charts now, essentially is what it is. I probably focus a little more on news when you're at the bottom of a bear market, right? Like what's going to spark the next uptrend. That's probably something to pay attention to. But this whole move has been going, we've been trending higher for almost 3 years now, nonstop. So it feels different, right? It's not just a big, huge spike in the sell-off bear market. It seems to be taking a lot longer than normal.
Yeah. So all in all, Gary, it will absolutely affect the markets, probably in a positive way, right? I mean, that's generally how it goes. But Trip is focusing. It's kind of like show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. I think that's the whole sentiment here, right? Like it really is. News narratives can be spun up on a dime, but the charts sort of show that beforehand oftentimes. So we have the best of both worlds coming together here on this channel: fundamental, long-term analysis, and technical analysis. So yeah, let's see here. Before we get going, let's just welcome a few more. Shepard Stahl. I don't think I've seen you here before. Any insight onto cold wallet TK that Binance has been pushing on every other news article? And I have not actually even heard about this, and I'm in touch with the Binance team quite often. But I will have a look at that. I'm about to have a meeting with the CMO, Rachel. So yeah, I'll ask her about that. Let's see, David. I'm retired and I've been DCAing since the left. Wow, you're in good shape then, David. That's really exciting to hear. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, man. Good on you. BP Collard, welcome to the party, man. Welcome to the party. Dan, grab the rocket and hang on, folks. We're about to blast off. Yes, we are. Let's go. Gary, I'll look for those episodes. I just found your channel a few weeks ago. Oh, okay. Well, it feels like a lifetime. It feels like an eternity. I think we've only been doing these regular lives Monday through Friday for what, 3 weeks now, Trip?
Almost a month or so, yeah.
Yeah, but it feels like we've been doing it for years. So I forget that we're just, starting out on this journey, this particular journey with our new YouTube people, because usually I used to do pre-recorded shows and Trip and I would do some of those here and there. But we thought it's much more effective to be able to give you more value, to interact with you live, right? Ask your questions, make sure you're doing all right mentally, right? Checking in with you and building community. So yeah, Gary, we're happy to have you. So happy. Dan, Fed rate cuts. Just rocket fuel for where we're headed. Yeah. So it's like maybe pouring gasoline or alcohol on a fire, right? It's just, in my opinion, would it, make it more magnified what's already happening, but we don't need those rate cuts for this to happen. That's the point. And a lot of people don't remember that about the .com boom, how high the rates were during that time, right? So happy to be here. Yeah, we're happy to have you. Shepard Stahl. So, guys, let's get on with the analysis because we all want to know what's happening and what trades we're looking at, and let's do this. Time is of the essence. Trip, take it away.
Okay, so this is a diagram of a bullish bump and run bottom. There's a couple of important factors to pay attention to, but they're pretty obvious when you know what you're looking for. The lead-in phase, it starts looking like a falling wedge, and most people will draw a falling wedge, and then the floor falls out from beneath it. And usually when you get a falling wedge breaking to the downside, you get very straight down parabolic drops. But this is actually the bump phase, right? So you have the lead-in phase on top where the falling wedge breaks lower. You go into this rounded bottom recovery, and then the lead-in phase trend line starts from the 3 peaks over here at the top, and then they continue down to the line. So we're going to take a look at this on the next chart. This is Bitcoin on the 1 hour, and these are the same 3 bumps for the lead-in phase we were talking about before, and this is the rounded bottom bump phase that we were looking for. It's also a double bottom, so it wasn't too hard to identify, but we're going to treat this like a bump and run pattern. Typically what you're looking for is the break above the trend line. We just had a perfect test of that resistance. This validates that the trend line is active or it's being respected. So we want to see that break above the trend line, and I don't have the 4-hour 200 MA turned on. Maybe I should here. I'll go down to the 4-hour, and there we go, just so you can see where that is confluence. So we need to hold that 200 MA like we were talking about in the other chart. So now we're looking for that break of this trend line here. Same thing as the falling wedge, but this bump and run, it's another idea that adds more confluence to a bullish idea, right? So that's really what you're trying to do in trading, is find as many bullish ideas as you can, and then you try to find as many bearish ideas as you can, and then you're basically facing them off against each other and saying, well, I have 70% bullish ideas and only 30% bearish ideas. So this kind of helps you choose the decision of if I'm going to trade long or am I going to plan a short, right? It always influences your decision. So now you're holding above the 200 MA. You need to see that break of the trend line, and then that will be the falling wedge breaking out and this bullish bump and run. Usually after these break out, they might do a test of that trend line. So you'll do a pullback here, and then we're looking for a run up to new highs. Usually you see new highs to follow after a bump and run starts to play out.
Wow, that is the alpha guy. I don't know if you guys have heard that anywhere else, but this is the real stuff, right? This is the advanced analysis that is like no noise, no BS. This is just exactly what's happening as the charts are saying it right now in this moment. So this is really cool, and it's great that we get to come to you at this moment before this breakout has happened potentially, so you guys can get the information, right? So our trading group, which the link is in the description below today, 10% off for the Crypto Megan community. Guys, we'd love to have you. We did do these updates earlier today. A lot of our members did catch some of these altcoin moves that have happened throughout the day, and we've been doing a lot of trading. So they got that. We just so happen to be lucky enough to get this to you before things start going crazy, potentially. So that's awesome. 1 hour loop. We will see a free fall on Friday. What do you base that on, sir? What do you base that on? What TA? Is that just a feeling? Anyway, yeah. So Trip, this is really interesting stuff. And I think you painted a really great picture of what we're looking at and where we could potentially head in the next couple of days.
Right. Yeah. So this is the bullish idea, right? For the information we have now, these are local targets that we're aiming for. The 0.618 and the point of control are pretty much between 118 and 119K. So that could be an area of interest for the pullback. It might only just be temporary. It could just be something like this in the diagram below, right? You're going to have pullbacks along the way. So we're going to have to see how that works when we get to that level. But yeah, as it looks now, these are safe local targets until we break above the high at 123K.
Right. No, looking good. Looking good.
Next we can do is XLM. So this is the breakout that we were watching for before. It was a break of this channel. And now we're stuck just below the 0.5 fib level here. So if you're looking for an entry, you can scale in on this pullback. I know it's kind of small. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, so you can buy the retest of this trend line here for the falling wedge, or you're looking for a breakout of the 0.5, and that's at about 41 to 42 cents. This has a long way to go, we think. So the bigger pattern back here could just be a break of this range that we're looking for at the top in order to see these higher targets way at the top of the chart here. This is actually from a one-day chart that I had charted. So right now we're looking at this being an entry and then potentially testing resistance, and then you could consolidate again. Maybe another flag forms potentially in that area too. But otherwise, yeah, I think this is a pretty decent move, at least up to this resistance. So if you wanted to get in now, or if you wanted to buy the breakout, I usually would scale into both of these idea with just a little bit on each entry. So maybe 25% here on the pullback. And then if it starts to move up a little bit, I'll add a little more. And then if it breaks above the 0.5 and then a retest, I would probably add to those positions there as well.
All right. So again, coming to you at a very opportune point in this breakout, right? When we're doing this current retest here, guys, now is the time to pay attention to this stuff. It's potentially a big move brewing here as we speak.
Right, and the next one, excuse me, this is just a zoomed in version of the same thing as XLM. It's got the same bigger picture. If you're looking at the 4-hour chart, these would be your 4-hour chart targets. But for now, we're just zooming into this range, just like XLM. And it's pretty much the same idea. It's stuck within a range below a resistance here at that dotted line. So if you get that breakout entry above the dotted line, or if you wanted to scale in on this pullback, those could be a couple ideas for an entry into XRP. And again, the same thing. If you're just looking for a short-term move, then we're aiming for the 1.272 or to this dotted line here. So that's about 364 or as high as $3.88 for this move from XRP, as long as you see that breakout above this resistance.
All right. So potentially both are heading into great territories to start scaling in. So yeah, there's money to be made on these moves, and it doesn't necessarily need to be the huge move, right? But on just this move alone, you make a lot of money. And that's the difference between long-term investing and trading, is that we can capitalize on the ranges and the breakouts like this.
Right, yeah. So you'd have to break above this high first, and then you can consider that these larger targets could be in play. So we definitely talked before about that $5 target for XRP, maybe over a month or two. It kind of moves pretty quick. If you look at how fast this move took off, I think the one before it, I can't zoom out. Oh, there we go. And the one back here. So like these moves are pretty quick, right? If you look at the date range for this move, way back here, that was only about 24 days to do that whole meteoric rise. So XRP likes to move quick, so I wouldn't put it past it that it goes up there, in record timing again. We'll have to see how that goes.
Right. A lot of times when they're ready, and they make those massive moves, and then they'll spend a long time consolidating, right? So
right.
You don't want to be chasing that pump.
Yeah, exactly. So pullbacks from here, these are probably your safest place to enter. If the price was to go down below the previous low, that's where you'd have a stop loss, and then you just exit the trade. Wait for another opportunity on something else. Maybe Bitcoin does something to invalidate this pattern. So you have to manage your risk all the time. It just takes one little piece of news to set the market off.
Right. And so for those who are listening who are beginning traders, what would you be referring to as the previous low?
The previous low is where the last bottom was here. So if I zoom in a little bit, Okay, so the price moves in highs and lows. You get your lows and your highs and your lows and your highs. So you want to look at your last previous strong, your major low basically on this retest. So if your stop is below that level, that's a good place to have your risk set. So let's measure the actual percentage move. Whenever you enter a trade, you always have to assume that you could lose a certain amount in order to win a certain amount. So you have to put up a little bit of risk in order to make the bigger targets. So 20% you can make to the upside, but you'd have to be willing to lose about 5% if it goes in the opposite direction.
Right. So can we explain just on a psychological level why that is, like why they would want to put that stop loss below that closest low there, and what that means in the buying terms? Like why would that make the trade invalidated?
Well, because it breaks the structure of the trade, right? When you're in an uptrend, you're looking for higher highs and higher lows. When you stop making higher highs and higher lows, then you start going back into a downtrend is the assumption.
Right, right. So just so you guys get the mentality of the trading and why it is that way, what we're looking for, what that actually means, right? And that's a good start as to learning how to trade. And we do have a whole video course on how to trade in our trading group, so you can just watch all of those videos, catch up to speed. Now is the time. You want to do it with ample time if you're looking to learn how to trade before this next big run up, right? Like take advantage of this downtime, take advantage of your vacation to do a couple of hours of studying a day, right? And master this, try to learn this stuff because it will set you free, right? There's skill sets that you can carry with you for a lifetime. And it is really, really valuable and a great thing to add to your long-term investing strategy.
Yeah, 100%. And also because you can trade the market both directions. So if you're in a bear market and the prices are only going down, you can capitalize that and make money. So it's a skill that goes beyond just holding and investing when the market's going up. It's something you can do full time from the comfort of your home.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So I always say take advantage of this downtime. I actually really enjoy it in a certain way because there's less stress and there's less commotion, and you can really just focus and hone in on this and tune into like what you need to tune into. It's really fun. It's like a mission. It's something that you can do with your free time now in this summer, right? It's like there's no better time to learn this stuff than now. That's all I have to say about that.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty much just solving a puzzle, right? It's a never ending puzzle with there's new pieces added every day.
Right. Okay, so this is XRP. So guys, like these are the two charts that we are looking at now. Usually we do try to take some requests. We were going to make this stream a little bit shorter. So if you guys don't have additional requests for today, we will go over that in tomorrow's stream, which is probably going to be a little bit longer. We do a little bit more in-depth analysis, maybe a bit of leverage trading. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for tuning in today with us. It's been a real pleasure. And Trip, do you have any closing thoughts as we send everybody off into the retest?
Well, yeah, just Bitcoin needs to hold above that 4-hour 200 MA now that we've broken above it. So if you have TradingView and you're paying attention to the charts, you can set an alert on that 4-hour 200 MA. And if it was to do another candle body close below it, then I would consider being cautious about your altcoin positions, or at least monitor what Bitcoin's doing if you're actively trading the market.
Right. And if not, just cool, calm, and collected. But those are the levels to watch if you are trading. Very valuable information. And yeah, we just want to make sure to get this one out to you guys today. It's been really great hanging out with you. And tomorrow we will be doing the stream. It should be at the same time. I just want to confirm while we're on because I don't want you guys to miss tomorrow. We're going to do a little bit more in-depth analysis. So yeah, I will come back on the time to you guys, but we are going to do a little bit longer. So we might start a little bit later, but longer stream tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to send you off on a wonderful Thursday. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.